guys, welcome back to the video. My name's Reilly, and today we're going to the dealership to review some cars. I don't know exactly what I'm going to be reviewing yet, but I'm hoping for a Mustang GT350. As you can see outside though, it's raining, which is kind of a problem for a muscle car and for filming outside. So we might be trying to get more high-end cars that are inside the dealership where it's dry. I have my friend Jacob Grider with me, and I'll link his channel in the description below. He's looking to review some cars too. So I'll catch up with you back at the dealership, but thanks for watching, and leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Alright guys, so with me I have the 2018 Mustang GT350, and so I'm just going to head into the review. I'm going to be doing this a little bit different than normal because I don't think I'll be able to drive this, but let's do a little walk around. But yeah, I'm going to set the camera up on a tripod and just kind of do a review normally, talking about the inside, the performance, everything about it. As you can see, it's a beautiful white with the blue stripes. I really like the way the car looks. That front bumper is so aggressive, and honestly, it's just, I think this is a beautiful looking car, so let's just jump into the review. All right, so like I said, I have the 2018 Mustang GT350 with me, and this is a little bit different than the normal Mustang GT. As you can tell, the front bumper up here, it's a lot different than the normal GT. You kind of have these aggressive like fins that go through the front bumper, and you've got this little vent up here. The normal Mustang only has 2 vents. But yeah, so I'm gonna walk around and talk about the styling, and then we'll talk about the engine, and then head inside the car to look at the interior and everything that has to do with it. All right, so the side of the GT350 here, it is very reminiscent of the original Mustang GT. You have the same body lines and everything, and this is a trim of the Mustang GT, so it's not a completely different car. It's just a trim. But as you can see, we have the GT350 badge here, which is a really nice touch, and you have this vent right here. Now, most Mustangs, that vent is actually in the back here before the rear wheels, but they moved it to the front. I think it's a pretty good design feature that looks really nice. All right, so checking out the wheels and the tires and everything on this car, as you can see, we do have these large Brembo brakes in the front there, also in the rear, and they are drilled rotors, so this is really going to help with the heat extraction from the hard braking. This is a very fast car, and you're going to need some nice brakes to stop it, so it's really nice that they included these Brembo brakes as standard. All right, so as you can see in the back here, we have these 3 distinct Mustang taillights that you see in every Mustang. They're sequential, and something interesting is actually with US regulation, the reason that they can have them sequential is because the first one that lights up emits enough light to pass the tests and the regulations that the car needs to pass. And some cars like an Audi with the sequential lines, they have something flash beforehand, which is making up for that lack in the first flash. So it's just something interesting and a weird feature that the Mustang has. As you can see down here, we have dual tailpipes. There's actually on both sides, so quad tailpipes, and the exhaust is fantastic. Here's a little clip of that. I want to give a massive shout out to Cars Italia right here, and that is a Z06 over there. Jacob Grider just reviewed it. I will link that video in the description. Once again, thank you Cars Italia. Their information will also be in the description. Go check them out. They have a wide variety of Ferraris, Aston Martins, Porsches, and all these used cars up here. If you're looking to buy a car, go there. Check out Steve. He's been helping us with this whole process, and I really thank him. As you can see on the back here with the stripes that go all the way through, you have the Shelby Cobra badge in the back, and it says Mustang GT350 on it, and you have a backup camera, which is actually really nice for seeing what's behind you, because visibility is always a problem in these coupe muscle cars. It's actually a lot better than cars like the Camaro, but at least you have the backup camera here for visibility. All right, so like I mentioned earlier in the video, the front grille is probably the most distinguishable aspect of the GT350. You do have the Shelby Cobra badge up here in the front, which is very similar to the one in the back. And you do have these fins that go through the bumper, which I just think looks fantastic. Furthermore, the grills, they are a lot bigger in this car, and that's because it needs a lot of air for the engine. This is a 5.2 liter V8. And down here on the front splitter, you do have the letters that spell Shelby down here. I think it's a really nice touch. It's very subtle. It's not super flashy, but it's there. I think it looks really nice. So under the hood here, we have a 5.2 liter V8. And this is actually larger than the engine that comes in the Mustangs. The Mustangs is a 5 liter, and that puts about, in the new ones, about 460 horsepower. This is significantly more than that. And something I like underneath the hood here is you have this strut bar that says Ford Performance. This is a Ford Performance car. And something actually interesting is this is a very expensive car. It starts at around $60,000, and you have to manually put the hood up here. You don't have gas struts that'll lift the hood for you. And as you can see, the air intake is huge on this car, and the intake manifold, it's all very large. This is a very, very powerful car. Not as powerful as some of its competitors like the Hellcat, but this excels in performance and handling. There's the GT350, and then there's the GT350R. The R has a supercharger on it, unlike the 350. This is naturally aspirated, which gives you that nice tone that I just played for you. All right, so I'm sitting inside the Mustang GT350, and I'm gonna kind of start with what you see as a driver. So the first thing you notice is these seats. They are Recaro race seats, and they have the GT350 logo in the headrest. I think these are just fantastic seats. They grip you really well. Nice thigh support and side support. They're really comfortable, and they are Alcantara. Now the steering wheel, when you feel it, it is a lot better than I thought it would be. So this is a Ford car, so you can't expect super high quality material. But the Alcantara on the steering wheel feels really nice in your hands, and you can tell this is meant to be a race car. Looking over the hood, it's actually kind of nice. It reminds me a lot of a Corvette Z06. You have this bump in the middle for the larger engine. And then on the steering wheel here, you have lots of controls such as radio, calling, controlling the little digital screen in the middle of the dash. But you also have your steering wheel feel and your suspension feel here, so you can kind of personalize how you want the car to drive. Now this car is only offered with a 6-speed manual, which I think is a right decision on Mustang's part to put a 6-speed in here. You do have launch control, which is kind of interesting for a manual car. You usually don't see that, but it is kind of nice. You do have your exhaust control here, traction control. It is a push button start, which is really nice, makes it feel a little bit better since you are paying a good amount of money for this car. And you do have the MySync system in the middle for your infotainment, which is really nice. And then the last interesting thing on the inside is on the dash here, you do have your chassis number with the Cobra badge, which I just think makes it feel a little bit more special when you are paying this high of a premium for a Mustang. Now we're gonna head to the trunk and check out the storage space in this. Remember, this is a coupe, and it does have 2 back seats, which seem pretty usable, definitely better than my car, but we're gonna head to the trunk now. So I'm at the back of the GT350, and as you can see, there is this really nice lip spoiler sort of thing on the back here, which looks really nice. It's gloss black. It matches the deck panel down here. But if you open up the trunk, and you do have to open it from inside, I don't think there is there actually is a button underneath here, which is a little hidden, but it's nice. So inside the trunk here, there's a decent amount of space. This is pretty much exactly like a Mustang GT, so it's not super practical, but it definitely works for storing some groceries or definitely a weekend trip away. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Alright, so like I mentioned, underneath the hood here, we do have a 5.2 liter V8 making around 500 and... I don't remember.